Welcome to another OTG video. This is newly promoted Lieutenant Commander Tracy Dixon, a naval aviator of the 133rd Joint Test Squadron. Today we're testing a new Block 3 A-18E Super Hornet mod by Skyline GTR Freak. This airframe has been upgraded to be more survivable in a highly contested airspace. This avionics hump is one of the new features. A miniature R2D2 to assist the pilot in his workflow. Top secret, I guess. You can see the difference in the earlier Block 2 painted in the Maverick livery. It's not stealth, but it has some 5th gen components installed, like this 10 by 19 inch glass customizable screen, a 180 from the 4-display cockpit of the older jet. A lot of stuff to manage. The new setup will increase situational awareness. Other things like conformal fuel tanks that have a smaller radar cross-section will later be added. And the rest of the stuff is secret. They won't tell us about it. My name is Roger, by the way, your narrator for this adventure. The aviation crew banged in sick. We're going to perform a handling test flight off the coast next to the airport. Warning Area 294 is hot conducting carrier ops. We don't want to get in their way. No ETA for the mod release, so don't bug the mod developer for it. It's not finished and only accessible for the VIP members. Right now, this mod only comes in 2 liveries. Both are low-vis. Weapons deployment will be done in another video. More than likely at Stonehenge Space Force Base, we can really blow some shit up there due to the large map. A lot of space. Tracy is taking off on runway 3 and is cleared for an unrestricted climb. She's going to be flying right by French pilot Elia Dupont's condo at the marina. Elia and some of the other pilots are having lunch at her place right about now. They went surfing earlier this morning. Tracy jumped on this detail instead. She's going to let them know she's working today. And the entire neighborhood by default. We're gonna keep low, and here we go. Wake up, everybody. All pilots jump at the opportunity to fly over their friends' and family's house. A tradition that never gets old. How's that for an unscheduled air show? Now on to more pressing matters. Tracy is readjusting the trim and rechecking her screen for any alerts. There are none. We can proceed. Almost no rudder input was needed when Tracy performed the minimum radius turn over the marina. This mod is solid. Hello down there. Our first test is a loop with the landing gear deployed. It shouldn't be an issue for this mod. We tried that with the EA-6B Prowler a while back and nearly departed flight. Okay, here we go. Easy peasy. Pulling back all the way on the controller. We're using no throttle at all, by the way, just the mod's idle speed. A little sluggish, but that's to be expected. Other mods, you'll need to put in full throttle to do this. Piece of cake. Now to do some maneuvering around the airspace. This test is not scientific. We're just out here today using this as an excuse to fly a new mod. GTA 5 flight characteristics are not realistic, but we're going to try some controller inputs and see what we get out of it. Always do this with enough altitude so you can recover if things go south. This is paramount if you're flying in real life and flying RC aircraft. Altitude is your friend. Okay, kinda funky, but it is what it is. A little jinking before we do our next test. A quick 50% pullback of the stick on the controller. And here we go. That was a few G's, but Tracy can take it. Next up is snapping the controller stick back 100% in a dive. Let's see what we come up with. Hey, that's some pretty good hang time. The powerful GEF 414 engines bringing the aircraft out of its stall. Remember, altitude is your friend. At this point, Tracy is just showing off, working the model. Checking into Lycia Tower, they're giving us runway 33 right. The supervisor in the tower was watching us through his binoculars when we were close enough. The mod developer stated although this mod is an update from the Block 2 Super Hornet, the handling is pretty much the same. Again, no ETA on the public release as of this video. He is a perfectionist and a professional, and he wants to make sure everything is cool before he puts it out there, so stay tuned. A U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon has just reported a Chinese aircraft carrier 200 miles off the west coast of San Andreas. A section of aircraft thought to be originating from that ship is orbiting about 50 miles off our coast in international airspace. Zancudo scrambled F-15s to escort them. We're bingo fuel, otherwise we would join in for a photo op. China circumnavigated the entire Australian continent a couple of months ago in international waters. Their version of freedom of navigation exercises, they are starting to project power. Only time will tell how this will turn out in the future. Maybe the possible alien invasion Stonehenge was built for will allow us to put our differences aside and realize we're all human and just want to live in peace. Checking to make sure the AI-generated jumbo jet isn't on final to land on this runway. The Super Hornet first flew in 1995. That's 30 years ago this year, 2025. By contrast, the F-14 Tomcat was retired after 36 years in service. How much longer will we see the Super Hornet? I'm willing to bet more than 36. I think the Tomcat got robbed by not being updated for decades until late in its career. That was criminal in my opinion. Well, that settles it. It was a fun flight. See you next time.